Did he just say bye, bitches?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him to kiss it.
Mommy.
All right, should I start?
Sorry, Caroline.
Say, oh my gosh. She knows her daddy is a pain in my butt. She knows. He's a pain in her butt, too.
Not me.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself because, Lord have mercy. I'm going to let Sadie take over for now.
All right,
You good?
good. Okay, so conversations. It's kind of a big topic because there's a lot of things that go into conversations, but we teach attraction marketing on our team. It's what we do. We don't cold message. We don't like reach out to people and be like, hey, join my team, buy my product. So the goal of everything we do, our IPAs, interacting with people, posting on our stories, the goal of all of that is to get people to come into your inbox so you don't have to go into theirs. So if you have people coming in your inbox, but you're still finding yourself like maybe not enrolling as many as you feel that you should, there may be something that you need to work on in your conversation skills. So the first thing that I'm going to preach on right now is voice messaging. Voice messaging, I think, is like necessary when you're talking to people, because for me personally, there's times when I sit down and I try to come up with a post and like I have this really good idea in my head, like, damn, that's an awesome post, I'm gonna go write that out. And then I sit down and I try like typing out words or thinking of words to say in my post, and I'm like, I can't even like come up with words to say. If I could just voice this in a freaking post on Facebook, that would be great. So the same thing for voice messaging. You know, when you're talking to people, yeah, you can sit there and try to write out a big long essay, but nobody wants to read that, for one. And it's going to be so hard for you to get your emotion and your thoughts across in a long essay when you could just sit there, send a 2-minute voice clip. They're going to hear your excitement. They're going to hear the tone in your voice. They're going to feel more connected to you because they can put like a voice to the face of this person on social media that they're talking to right now. It takes the professionalism out of it, because like I've had a girl send me a voice message before about her, I think it was Arbonne, her Arbonne business, and she's like, this is what we do and I would love to schedule a date and a time, and it was so professional, and I'm like, whoa, that's a little too professional for me. So I try to take the professionalism out of it when I'm talking to people. I want them to feel like they're sitting in my living room with me and we're like drinking some wine or something. So let me see what I had here in my notes. Like people, okay, so people who send me, let's take cold messages, for example, and that's the next point I'm going to get into. I have people, and I'm sure you do too, probably multiple cold message every single day. And when I'm reading these cold messages, like there's no personality behind that. They all seem the same to me. But the one girl that has messaged me, I think it was a couple days ago, she messaged me, she sent me a voice message, and she stood out to me because she sent me a voice message and I can hear her voice. And although I don't like cold messaging, she still stood out because it's not like a long paragraph that was copy and pasted. So if you're getting on here tonight and you're wanting like a copy and pasted script, I can't give you that, because every single conversation that I go into looks completely different based on the person that I'm talking about. And I know Hope has touched on this a couple of times, like figuring out what personality type you're dealing with, like the color test. You have to talk to people, like figure out their vibe and who they are. So every conversation looks different. Now I want to go into, I get asked a lot, like, what do you say to people who cold message you, who are in other companies? And you guys, I hate cold messages. Like, I hate them so much. I used to blast them on my stories all the time because it pissed me off. But I came from a company 3 years ago that taught me to cold message, and I sat in my living room. I remember to this day sitting in my grandpa's living room in my little white chair. My boyfriend was sitting right next to me, and I had my friends list printed out, and I said, hey babe, I'm going to message 150 people in the next 20 minutes. And then I went and did that, and I was like, oh my God, look, I cold messaged all these people. And then I felt like shit the next day because, like, why did I do that? And that was a point in my network marketing career that I decided I didn't want to cold message anymore. So these people are hustling just like us, and they're trying to build a business just like us, but they probably don't realize that there's a different way out there for them. So I am really nice to them now. Now I just, I message them and I say, hey, like, I support your hustle 100%, but I'm actually with another company right now that I'm having a lot of success with, and I love it here. I actually used to be with a company that taught me to cold message, and that's just not my jam. Like, no, thank you. But like I said, I support your hustle and I will cheer you on from the sidelines. So I'm super nice. Let them know that I support their hustle, but kindly say no, thank you. And you guys, 9 out of 10 times, they're like, how do you build a business if you don't have to cold message people? Like, how do you do that? And they're like, what company are you with? And sometimes it turns into them enrolling and leaving their company because they don't want to cold message anymore. So use it to your advantage. Be nice, but use that to your advantage. They're already in your inbox. Have a conversation. The next thing is on your stories when you put polls up. So it's really easy to get in your head when someone votes on your poll and think like, okay, they voted on my poll, but now what do I say to reach out to them? Because it's kind of an awkward situation. Like, they didn't message you asking about the business. They just clicked on like your poll. And for a while in previous companies, I would put up a poll and all these people would vote on it, but I would not reach out to a single person because I had gotten told many times like, oh, I didn't mean to vote on that. So for a while I got in my head and I was like, these people don't mean to vote on my polls, so I'm just not going to even message them. Well, that's like not productive at all. So then I just started straight up asking people like, hey, did you mean to vote on that poll? LOL, with like a little, maybe a pink heart emoji or something, just to lighten the mood. If they didn't mean to vote on your poll, they will tell you that. And if they did mean to vote on it, they will also tell you that. So that's just one way to go into that, lighten the mood. It's not like going full force into business or product. And then, Hope, do you have anything to touch on before I move on to the next thing?
I just wanted to piggyback off of the cold messaging thing. You guys, when people cold message you, they probably hate it more than you do. I'm the same way. Sadie and I came from the last company, the same last company. I don't know if we did things exactly the same, but we would have competitions to see who could, we straight up actual competitions within our team, to see who could cold message the most amount of people in X amount of time. And I promise you, I would go to bed hating myself, and I would wake up the next day with a pit in my stomach because 9 out of 10 times I was left on red, or I got a real nasty response back, or I was somebody would screenshot it and blast me on social media. They hate it too. So really use that to your advantage. Be kind to them. Let them know that there is another way, because more than likely, I'm not saying that every single one of them is going to leave and join your team, because a lot of girls, I mean, just like us, if somebody came to you and said there's another way to do it, you'd be like, I'm happy. I would hope most of you would be like, I'm happy where I'm at. But that most of them probably hate the way that they're being taught to market. So be very kind to them, kill them with kindness, let them know that you're being taught a different way that doesn't involve cold marketing. And even if they don't sign up with you right then, they've got you in the back of their mind. The next time somebody comes back at them like super nasty and mean, they're going to be like, I want to do it the way that girl does it, because she doesn't have to send these awkward messages. And yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, if you have not been with a company that cold messages, I remember our leaders literally, like Hope said, having competitions on who could send the most cold messages. And it's just not, it's not a good look. They teach to, like, as soon as you follow someone, as soon as they follow you back, go like 3 of their pictures and then message them. Like, it's cringeworthy, and it's so selfish, and it's just, it really is thinking of your goals first, not anybody else. You just look at them like a number in the computer, and that is a terrible way to build your business because it will crumble. So the next thing I'm going to go to, I just have the product side and the business side left, and then Hope has a couple of things too. But you guys, I can't give you a scripted message, like I said before, on any of these things. You have to you have to fail at conversations and you have to practice and get better. I have seen some of my conversations from a long time ago and they fucking sucked and I said some stupid shit. But you know what? Here I am now and I'm able to talk to people about my business and my products and be confident in it. So keep having those conversations, change things up if things aren't working for you, find a rhythm, find what works for you. So on the product side, when someone asks you about the product, keep it simple. And Hope said this on our training, I think it was 2 nights ago, to keep it simple. Don't overload them with like all the product information at one time. Let them lead with their questions. So if, they reach out to you, they're like, hey, I want to buy some lashes, be like, okay, cool. Like a bundle is $55. And if they ask, how long do the lashes, like there's multiple questions that people can ask. I ask the weirdest questions sometimes, but if they ask, how much is it? A bundle is $55 plus free shipping. And maybe they'll ask, well, how long do the lashes last? Are they only like a couple wears or whatever? Nope. I usually say that they last me 2 to 3 months. I don't know if we're supposed to be saying that, but that's what I say because it's how long they last me. If they ask what's in the freaking lashes, then you can go into the ingredient list. Let them lead with their questions. Don't overwhelm them. Because some people, I tell them, a bundle is $55 and they're like, okay, cool. And they go order. They don't have to ask me, 10 other questions. Some people want to ask 10 other questions. Every conversation is different. As for the business side, this is also very dependent on the person, how the conversation is going. But one question I always like to ask is, I like to ask them if they've been in network marketing before, or if maybe they are in network marketing. Because if I'm talking to a person that has been in network marketing before, I'm going to go at that conversation probably different than I would with a person who's never done network marketing, because this person that's done network marketing before, they kind of know the ins and the outs. They know how it works. I can talk to them on more of a business level. So I always like to figure that out so I know who I'm talking to. And then I ask them what they're looking for out of this business. So whether that's some extra spending money or bill money or rent money, or maybe they're just looking for community. I always like to ask what they're looking for. And remember, this is always done in voice messages. I always do this in voice message. I never type it out. And then usually they'll tell me and I'll be like, okay, great. Well, then I tell them how we can work that into whatever they have going on in life. I ask them if they have a full-time job, if they have a part-time job, or if they're a stay-at-home mom. I like to get to know my people so that way they feel closer to me and they feel like we have more of a friendship. They trust me because I want to get to know them on a deeper level other than just like, Tori Bell, 25 to 40% commissions. We have trips every year. We're the original magnetic liner. I want to get to know them on like a personal level. And then they'll start asking me questions and then I can answer their questions one by one. Like, for example, I had this girl, she actually just enrolled the other day. She asked me multiple questions and I answered her questions one at a time. So she just kept asking me what she needed to ask me. And then eventually, after a couple of days talking to her, she decided to enroll after she had a couple concerns because she'd done network marketing before. So I talked her through that. So if they have any fears, get that out on the table and squash it. Like if they tell you, oh, I'm afraid to message people or I'm afraid to do this, like talk to them about their fears, talk through it. If they ask me what Tori Bell is, you guys, because this is a question that I get a lot too, because we are a new company. A lot of people have no freaking clue who we are, what we sell. They just see us posting on social media. So I literally just say, we're a brand new cosmetic company, only a year old. Have you ever heard of magnetic lashes or tried magnetic lashes? Because that's who we are. I keep it simple. And then I go into that conversation. So that's all I had in my notes. I know Hope has stuff in her notes too. Do you want to touch on anything?
Yeah, before I go in, I only have a couple things. But before I go into it, one thing is, yes, when you have people who, like Sadie said, when you have people who reach out about the business, for sure, have those long, drawn out, deep conversations with them. Get to know who they are. Especially if you're bringing someone onto your team, you don't want to work from a, what's the word I'm looking for, Sadie? A lack mindset. What's the word I'm looking for? you don't want to think every single person who hits you up is someone that you need on your team.
Hold on. I got one thing
What's
to
the
touch on.
word I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. Just because somebody messages you and says that they want to join your team, and I know it's hard when you're first starting to build. You just want everyone who asks you about it to join. But let me tell you that if you have someone who you know in your heart that they are not going to be a good fit, that your personalities aren't going to match, you're going to end up putting all this effort into them and it's going to get you nowhere. Feel free to dig a little deeper with them. That way you can maybe it can become you're asking them all these questions, what do you want to get out of this? I want to let you know everything that goes into the background here so that they can start maybe thinking, maybe you're right. Maybe this isn't the right place for me. You want to, anyways, hold on. Okay. So do that with your potential affiliates. Okay. Absolutely. However, complete opposite advice here. If you have somebody hit you up as a customer, they just want to order your lashes. They hop in your inbox. Hey girl, how are you? They commented on your post. Okay. You posted a picture of you in the lashes and they're like, oh my gosh, those are so cool. I want some. And you message them or they message you, whatever. And they start with, hey girl, how are you? Do not start saying, I'm so good. How are your kids? My kids are great. What school are they going to? Don't, okay? Because you are going to get so far off on a tangent about their husband's, sister's, cousin's new job. They're never going to end up ordering the lashes. You're going to leave the conversation and be like, I just spent 20 minutes catching up with them and I haven't spoken to them since high school and they didn't buy the lashes, okay? So with a customer, they message you, hey, how are you? Love your lashes. Hey, I'm good. Here, don't say I'm good. How are you? You can do all the side chatter you want after the order is placed. Before the order is placed, hey, I'm good. I'm going to send you a lash guide. Let me know which style looks like something that you would be interested in. Immediately have that picture ready. Send them the lash guide. They might have questions. They might just come right at you and be like, holy crap, that Wonder Lash is beautiful. I want that. And then you have two options here. Okay. You need to have tunnel vision right there. My baby monitor is right here and Ella's losing her mind. So I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. You need to get tunnel vision right then and there. You're not going to start talking about anything else. Okay. It's lash guide, figure out what lash style works for them, then start answering their questions and then get them ordered. Okay. And here's your two options when they come up with what lash style they want is you can say, okay, do you want me to send you the link and you can place the order yourself? Or do you want to send me the money and I can place the order for you? And depending on their answer, you can send them a request right there on Facebook Messenger for $55. You can send a request for $57. Usually if I'm doing this, I just do the 55 and I bite the tax. It's $2. I don't care. Totally your preference though. I just ask them for 55 flat. 99% of the time they want the website. They want to be able to scroll the website and figure out what they want. But one time, if you guys know who Kendall is, she made a really good point one time. And she said, people are just lazy by nature. They may just want to be like, yep, here's $55. Here's my address. Send it to me. But those are your two options. And then once that order is placed, and you want to say, let me know when your order is placed. Okay. So as soon as they order and they send you the screenshot of them placing the order, then you can talk about their husband's best friend's uncle's cousin, okay? Talk all you want, catch up. But before that, don't get distracted when people that you're not close with or people you even are close with, if a customer hits you up, tunnel vision, okay? You want to make sure that you're talking to them directly about what lash style they want and how to order and just answering their questions. So that's all I wanted to touch on just from Sadie's. And then I had,
I have one thing, just one thing to add to that. So what she was saying about like turning someone away, basically, that actually happened to me the other day. I was talking to a girl and you guys, it's okay if you feel like somebody is not cut out for what we do. I would rather turn someone away than bring someone in and like, it doesn't work and like they're upset and I would just rather not even deal with it. So this girl that I used to work with, she is with Thrive. She's with the workout clothes line, Zaya, whatever. She does photography. She messaged me because it was $9 to sign on. And I could tell just by listening to her voice messages because she had said the words overwhelmed and, a lot going on. And then I was like, hey, you know what? Slow down. Maybe this is not something that you should do right now. Like if you're happy with your workout stuff, Zaya, like focus on that. Don't add another thing to your plate. And it felt really good to be able to tell someone, like, I can tell that you like what you do, and I don't want to be that person to just enroll you because it's $9. Like, focus on the stuff that you have going on, but I'm still here for you on like a friend level, and to have like conversations and hang out if you ever want to. So it's totally okay to turn people away. You don't have to enroll every single person just to get a number in your back office.
Gonna ping pong off of that really quick before I go into my notes. This is what I love about these, that we just ping pong off of each other. Something that you may not be at a point in your business where you feel comfortable doing this, but I'm going to tell it to you anyways. And I encourage you to write it down so that when you do get to a point in your business where you feel comfortable saying this, you have the information there for you. If you're talking to somebody about the business, if they say to you, am I able to quit at any time if it doesn't work out? If they ask you that question, yes, anybody can quit at any time, and that is their right. For where I'm at with my business and my personal growth, I personally, and I wasn't like this when I first started, so if you're not there yet, it's okay, but in your journey here, you're going to get there eventually. I'm not looking for people who are wondering if they're going to be allowed to quit later on. I'm just not. So if somebody says to you, is it okay if I quit? Like, is there going to be any repercussion if I quit later on? I really encourage you to say to them, if you're already thinking about quitting, maybe this isn't the right fit for you. It might hurt their feelings, and that's okay. However, it might be a wake-up call too. They might be like, damn, this girl is not messing around. Like, she doesn't need me. She only wants me to come in if I'm willing to put in the work. It changes their perception of you. They no longer feel like, because most people who hit you up feel like they need me, and this really changes the perception where they're like, wait a minute, she doesn't need me. Like, she wants to help me. And if I'm talking about quitting, she's not going to pour as much into me. So I really encourage you to write that down, have that handy. I totally understand and respect that if you are not at a place where you feel comfortable saying that to people, that's fine. In the very beginning of your business, it is smart to just bring in the masses and then weed them out as you can. But I promise you, especially those of you who are on this Zoom, I think there's like 6 of us, if you're showing up to these Zooms consistently, I know that you take this business seriously. You are going to get to a point in your business where you will be able to have that abundance mindset, and you will be able to say, this is not a good fit for me, might not be a good fit for you. I think maybe this might not be your time. And that is okay. Okay, you have to be okay with that. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to message me, because I know that most leaders would not say that it's okay to turn people away. But you've got to make sure that your team, I feel like what we have here with our team is such a blessing. We have a really good thing going here. I don't know about you guys. I personally am just not willing to jeopardize that for someone who doesn't see the long-term vision. So it is really okay to say, maybe this just isn't right for you. But, okay, so I just have 1, 2, 3 little topics here that are a little bit more specific. Like, if somebody says to you, here's what you can say back. So I don't know about you guys, but the number one thing that I get in my inbox when it's a customer is, okay, so tell me about the lashes. Literally the most vague thing in the entire world. Just tell me about the lashes. When I first started, I would start word vomiting all over them, and I'd be like, yeah, there's 6 magnet. It's magnetic eyeliner, but it also comes with anchors, and it's made from iron oxide. And so you have to stir the liner. And I would literally go off on this whole tangent. And a lot of people were like, holy crap, girl. I just wanted to know really how much it was, how it works, and how much it was. So this goes back, that we're going to preach this till we're blue in the face. It circles back to keep it simple. If somebody says to you, okay, tell me about the lashes, or okay, tell me about the business, either one of those, your immediate response should be, okay, I'd love to. What exactly do you want to know? Or what questions do you have for me? Turn it back around. Let them think inside their brain, well, yeah, what is it that I want to know? What questions do I have? And then they can ask you specific questions. You can give them actual specific answers versus just word vomiting all over them. The next one is, and some of you who have been here through the 10 magnet fiasco have probably dealt with this. if they come at you negative, I can't get the anchors to stick. When we first came out with the USA liner, and it took us a couple weeks to figure out that you have to apply it differently than the China made liner. And everybody was trying to do it the same as the China made liner, and people were like, it's not sticking. I can't get my lashes to stick. They don't stay on. They're coming up on the ends. I can't get the anchors to stay on. A magnet has fallen off of my lashes. Things like that just happen. Somebody comes to you negative, under no circumstances do you come back at them negative. Okay, I don't know. She's not on here. One of our girls has had this very specifically happen within her business with a girl on her downline. Would come back at her customers super negative. Don't even bother going to support. You're out of your 3-day window. You're kind of just SOL. You know, sorry. For the love of God, do not do that, okay? If you're out of the 3-day window, and if you're on here and you're brand new, because I see like 3 of you are brand new, there is a 3-day return policy for the lashes. You have to email support within 3 days and let them know if you have a problem. 3 days of receiving your lashes, not 3 days, not within 3 days of trying them, because they have no idea when that was. 3 days of receiving your lashes, you need to let them know if you have a problem. However, I feel like our support team is amazing. And if you're outside of that 3-day window, it is worth it to still tell your customer, hey, I need you to go into your customer account. I need you to send a message to support, send them a picture of your damaged lash or whatever the problem may be, or, you know, let them know. You guys, I just remembered this. Oh my gosh, this is the funniest story. When I first started back in April, one of my very first customers, she ordered a bundle. She was so excited. And due to COVID, we were on like a 16-day turnaround. It was horrible. Okay, so this poor girl, she waited over 2 weeks for her lashes. She got her eyeliner. I still have a picture of it. She got her eyeliner bottle and it was empty. Completely empty. Like, they just sent her an empty eyeliner bottle. And she texted me, and obviously she was frustrated because she was like, I waited 2 weeks for these and now I have an empty eyeliner bottle. I voice messaged her and I was cracking up. Okay, she was mad. She probably at first did not realize that, like, or appreciate that I was laughing. But the way that you respond to these situations is going to dictate how they play out. I promise you, it does not matter how angry this person is. I promise you, how you respond is going to dictate the rest of the conversation. So I just started laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, like, we are a brand new company. We are clearly working out some kinks. Like, thank you so much for being patient with us. Why don't we go ahead and have you message support and see if they can get a new one out to you? In the meantime, I'll send you $5 for Starbucks. You don't have to do the Starbucks part. Okay. That is like an over the top kind of thing. But I did that because I felt so bad. Okay. So how you respond to your customers' negativity really matters. Don't come back at them negative. Well, people are still hopping on. Do not come back at them negative. So be positive and be confident in what we have. If they get a faulty pair of lashes, it's okay. Okay, like, that might suck for them, and we definitely need to get that figured out. We need to message support and get a new one out to them. We need to message support and get a new one out to them, or if I have anything on hand, I'll get it out to them. But I just need to be, or you need to be, very positive and confident in your response to them. And 9 times out of 10, it's a troubleshooting issue. They didn't apply 2 coats of liner. With the China made liner, they didn't let it dry all the way. And with the USA liner, it needs to be just a little bit tacky. Like, don't let it dry completely. So it's 2 different products. So troubleshoot with them. Be willing to get on the phone with them. Get on. Marissa's on here. Her and I FaceTimed the other day so that we could figure out how to get her lashes on. Do what you need to do. Be your own customer service. Oh, I love this saying so much, and I don't think we've said it here. Follow up. Following up with people who have expressed interest in the lashes and people who have expressed interest in the business. My favorite saying about follow-ups is the fortune is in the follow-up. So again, like Sadie said, I'm going to agree. I'm not going to give you a scripted thing to send to everyone like, hey girl, just checking in. Did you still want to order lashes? That might work for some people. If you're not super close with them and they expressed interest, hey girl, just following up. Did you still want to place an order? Here's a free lash applicator for all orders placed today. That might work. But when you're following up with people about your business, for instance, we have about 25 hours left on the sign-on deal. Somebody check my math, because apparently I was not fully awake this morning when I said. So we have about 25 hours left on the sign-on deal. I have been following up like crazy with anyone who's reached out over any sign-on deal that we've had at all. But your verbiage and how you talk to people about the business needs to be more personal than how you follow up with people about the product. Okay, so you need to hit them like, there was a saying for this and now I can't remember what it was. Sadie, maybe if you remember, let me know. But you need to kind of hit them in the gut a little bit, but like in a good way. All right. So I have one girl, for instance, that I messaged earlier, and she had reached out to me back in July about the company, and she wasn't ready to sign up at the time. There wasn't a sign-on deal at that particular moment. And then a sign-on deal for $27 came, and I messaged her. Yes, organization. I actually wrote that down and was like, maybe this isn't the training to go over that, but I did want to touch on it. But this girl had reached out to me in July. It wasn't her time, and that was okay. And then a sign-on deal came, and I followed up with her, and she had a million questions, but didn't end up like pulling the trigger. So then I texted her today, and I was like, because in my mind, I was like, I've already followed up with this girl twice. Like, I feel weird following up with her again. I think it's really important that we acknowledge that. Don't go to people and just continuously follow up over and over. It's okay to acknowledge, like, I know I'm in your inbox every few months about this. You're weighing heavy on my heart. You asked me how I was able to stay home with my kids. I can't promise you that I can't promise you an income. I can't promise you're going to be able to stay home with your kids. And I certainly can't promise you a timeline that could possibly happen. But I can promise you that I will give you all of the tips, tools, trainings that I've used in order to get where I am. And I will be here for you 100%. And I want to help you reach those goals. You guys, that is so powerful. Like, I've literally hit her in her why. Like, she had reached out saying that she wanted to be able to stay home with her kids. And I came at her saying, like, I can't promise that I can make that happen, but for $9, I can promise you that I'm going to help you to the best of my ability. Also, if you want me to stop messaging you about it, please just let me know. I'm not trying to be annoying. I just love you and really want to help you. So call yourself out. I know I'm being annoying. You were just heavy on my heart. It's okay to call yourself out. We know sometimes a follow-up is annoying and uncomfortable. Just say it. Say it for what it is. It makes you relatable. It makes them appreciate you more. I also included in all of my follow-ups a sense of urgency. So all of my follow-ups today, I said, hey, this sign-on deal ends tomorrow evening. I didn't even say a time. I didn't say it ends tomorrow at 9 p.m. because I didn't want them to hit me up at 8 p.m. tomorrow. This sign-on deal ends tomorrow evening, and then it'll go back to $129. Right now, you can start your business for $9. And then they're like, wait, what time tomorrow? Like, it only goes one more day, blah, blah, blah. Like, they're going to have a sense of urgency about it. It helps them make a faster decision about hitting you up. I think that was all I had. I was going to touch on organization, but I wasn't sure if this was the right Zoom for that.
I have one more thing to piggyback off of something you said.
Okay.
So Hope was talking about follow-ups and like how she followed up with that girl. She's like, I know you want to stay home with your kids. Like, you asked how I'm able to stay home. That is also a good reason why what I said in the beginning of this, when someone asks you about the business, ask them what they want out of it. So that way, like, if you're making a follow-up list, if you have lists of people's names, right next to those names, what they want out of this business. So that way, when you're going back in a few months to follow up with them and you're looking at your follow-up list, you can see why they wanted to join this business. Like, you wanted to pay off your debt, or you wanted to, cover your electric bill, or you told me that you wanted to save to take your kids to Disneyland. That way you have those reasons right there, and you can give them that little gut punch. Be like, girlfriend, if this is what you want, like, why haven't you bit the bullet yet? So having that list, like asking them what they want out of this and then putting that next to their name, I feel like is a super good tool to use for follow-ups when we have sign-on deals like this. That's all I had to add on that.
It makes them realize that they are more than just a sign up to you. You are remembering. I had this conversation with her in July. It's almost the middle of October, and I messaged her and remembered that her reasoning for being interested in the first place was that she was jealous that I was able to stay home with my kids. And so to her, when I say that, she's like, holy moly, she remembered that conversation that we had. And you guys, that even follows over into after they join the business. If any of you know Desiree, she signed up 5 months ago. She's mentioned in passing a couple of times that all of her income that she makes here is going towards buying 2 ATVs. When she hit micro influencer last month, I literally put that in her shout out on Facebook. I was like, girlfriend, you're one step closer to buying those ATVs. And so she knows that when I'm helping her hit these goals, I, in my mind, am thinking of why she's here, what she's working towards. I didn't just say that to get her to sign up, and then she signed up, and I was like, hey, bye. Like, I remember every single girl on my team, why they're here, what they want out of it, and I want to help them get there. It makes you, it shows them that you're genuinely looking to help them. So definitely talk to your potentials about why they're interested in this business. And yeah, like Sadie said, write it down somewhere. Get organized, write down who it was and why they're interested in it, so that when you follow up with them, you can let them know that you haven't forgotten what their goals are and what they want to work towards. Sadie, you have anything else?
No, I think that's a good note to end it on.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Otherwise, I think I am good. All right, perfect. Well, thank you guys for hopping on. I know it is the middle of the week. Everybody's starting to kind of get drained. I know we've got spring break coming up, so I have the next week and a half with my kids home.
Spring break.
Fall break.
You said spring.
Guys, I think it's spring break and I don't know how to do math. Okay, it's fine. So I love you guys.